It's a new day, and once again, out of the blue, Arrowhead just drops another reveal on us, this time in the form of the Freedom's Flame Premium Warbond. Welcome to the channel, it's LtBuzzLitebeer, and besides a quick check-in on the current major order, it's all about checking in on this new Warbond trailer. But don't sleep on the galactic map right now, because there is something happening that I have never seen before. Thanks again for your awesome and continued support. Just in case you haven't done so already, take just a moment to hit subscribe. It's free, and it really helps out the channel with the YouTube algorithms. And while you're at it, ring that notifications bell to receive my latest upload alerts. And it's about to get hot with the latest from Helldivers. Alright, as promised, the very quick check-in on the current bot major order, and we are within minutes of taking Vega Bay, which will also cut off X-45 because the bots decided to jump space and try to liberate that planet overnight. Now without Vega Bay, which we're about to take, they just don't stand a chance of doing that. This means with 3 days to go, we need to take Wezen, Virelia 5, and Ustatu. Is it doable? Absolutely. Will it be down to the last few hours of time left? Probably, but you know, a dub is a dub. One thing I wish Arrowhead would continue to do is give us random 5th stratagems, you know, for a day, for 12 hours, whatever, because, you know, when they do, which has been more frequently over the past few weeks, it changes up the dynamics of our battles. You see and hear things you don't normally get to experience, and I really dig that. Quickly moving on to the daily or personal order, you need to successfully extract with 10 common samples, which should be pretty easy to do. It's those damn rare samples that are holding many of us back from finishing up those tier 5 ship upgrades. Anyways, 10 common samples taken off planet, and you will have earned 15 medals. And here's a bit of breaking news, or maybe just odd news, maybe it's just news. Check out the Helldivers companion app up on screen. I'm going to give you 3 seconds to see if you can identify this never before seen occurrence with the planets. Okay, here's the spoken timer. 3, 2, 1, time's up. Check out the planet modifiers. They are all, I repeat, all at a positive rate. And I've never seen that, and I have a fair amount of hours into Helldivers. Every single planet is in our favor, including all the liberation objectives, which are normally negative. Now, I don't know what's going on over at Arrowhead. Maybe they're feeling extra generous today, but, you know, take advantage of it. As far as the major order, drop me a comment and let me know if you think we're going to be able to pull this one off. And speaking of comments, stay tuned to the end of this video as I'm going to announce and respond to the top 3 comments from our last video. And before we jump into the new Warbond trailer and kind of break all that down, I know it's hot, I know you want to see it. One correction to yesterday's video where I was kind of off the cuff commenting on a Screen Rant article discussing the skewed numbers of new enemy variants coming with the new Escalation of Freedom content, and how that author said there was only one new automaton enemy, that being the rocket tank. And then I kind of verbally added on how we saw the Marauders at the end of the trailer as they jump packed in, and, you know, how they had massive laser cannons or machine guns on their arms. Now, what I forgot, and many of you pointed this out, was the additional rocket-equipped Strider that also shows up in this trailer, kind of like a heavy variant of Strider, putting the new bot enemies versus new bug variants at an even 3 and 3. And, you know, who knows what else Escalation of Freedom will unleash on the divers. Anyways, good catch out there, viewers, and I appreciate you keeping us all honest and in the know. All right, divers, it's about to get hot because it's time to dive into everything new coming with Freedom's Flame on August the 8th. And you're like, Freedom's Flame? Buzz, what are you talking about? Anyways, check this out. Next week's gonna be fire, pun intended, as we're going to be eating good. We've got Escalation of Freedom, that's the new content on Tuesday, and then this brand new trailer just dropped for Freedom's Flame on Thursday. Also not really announced, there's also supposed to be a ton of fixes and improvements dropping alongside Escalation of Freedom, so that's back to Tuesday. Let's talk some new primary weapons, and there are two of them coming. The first is this SG451 Cookout, which sounds like a Bug Barbecue reference to me. And PlayStation says this pump-action shotgun unleashes a burst of incendiary phosphorus pellets at your helpless enemies. Now, as I watched the trailer, my first thought that it was shooting dragon's breath rounds, but white phosphorus. Wow, kind of a wild addition to our weaponry. This thing looks like Arrowhead took the Slugger and changed it up ever so slightly and gave it incendiary rounds. So now we're going to have two shotguns that can breathe fire, this one along with, of course, the Breaker. There's also this new FLAM, I guess it's Flame, but missing the E, 66 Torture coming to the game. And this is a Flamethrower primary, but how the ammo and capacity and range and damage are going to work, I have no idea. But you're no longer going to have to use a stratagem spot or get lucky and find a flamethrower on the map, because you're going to have the option of using a lightweight flamethrower, as PlayStation says, shooting pressurized fuel through a nozzle into a roaring open flame. PlayStation also says it sounds safe. It isn't. Watch where you're standing, which, if you've been with Helldivers for any length of time, has always been the issue with fire. It isn't safe and it isn't balanced. We've seen it go from super underpowered and situational, depending on who was hosting the game, to all of a sudden obliterating everything on the map, including us divers, in the blink of an eye. I mean, if one little ember touched you, you were toast and dead in the 10th of a second. What's it like going forward with white phosphorus and a flamethrower primary? I mean, who the hell knows? But I'm praying hard here that Arrowhead has sorted out all these damage effects. There's also a mini portable flamethrower secondary called the B72 Crisper. Oh, it sounds cute, like a toaster oven, and we get to see it here in the trailer. It's probably something I won't use because I love the versatility of the grenade pistol, and that Redeemer Uzi secondary just absolutely rips. But the blog says this projects a jet of freedom flames over short distances, and that's going to be the limiting factor, right? Or should I say factors? What's the capacity? What's the range? And more importantly, what's the damage? One item I don't see really shown off here in the trailer is this new Hellpod booster called Fiery Drop, which turns our Hellpods into firebombs as they hit the planet's surface, which, if you think about it, is insane. PlayStation says you can scorch the earth and anything else below as you touch down with attitude and ignite the drop site. Now, a bunch of us from the Discord love to hot drop on Helldive difficulty, and I can see this booster getting abused as we touch down directly on top of objectives, giving the term hot drop a whole new meaning. Of course, there are two new armor sets coming with this Warbond. You've got the I-09 Heatseeker and the I-102 Draconaut. By the way, I found all these details over in the official Helldivers tweet. But the Draconaut is a medium set, while the Heatseeker is lightweight, so no heavy armor in this Warbond. And by the way, they have this new armor passive that's going to give us 75% damage resistance to fire, which I really want to see in action. And by the way, why isn't it 95% like the Arc armor? Anyways, I have questions, lots of them. Is this damage resistance to fire from all sources, like flamethrowers, incendiary weapons, grenades, strats? I mean, how about residual fire, like when things are burning after a fire attack? Is this really 75% damage resistance to all fire sources? Because if it is, I might rock a flamethrower from now until the end of this game on all my bug missions. I like how they both feature gas masks, by the way, and the Heatseeker has a ton of red on it, which is cool to see because we don't see a lot of sets featuring the color red. The Draconaut is said to have 14 centimeters of sheathed silica fiber foam to protect us divers. Yeah, this looks kind of sick. Let me know what you think of the new weapons and armor by dropping me a comment. There's also 3 new patterns you can earn, aka skins, for our shuttle, Hellpod, and exosuits called Safety Orange, which matches the orange somebody would wear on one of those safety vests on a workplace site, which, you know, I kind of like this. Of course, expect to also unlock some additional super creds as part of this one, and we can't forget the new banners, Purifying Eclipse and the Breach. By the way, Eclipse looks almost automaton in design, right? At least the coloring does. You've also got 2 new capes, again, Purifying Eclipse and the Breach. My question is, Where the hell is the Review Bomb cape? We've been expecting that one for ages. I take that over these two new capes. Fingers crossed it arrives as part of a shadow drop with Escalation of Freedom on Tuesday. There's also this new player title, Fire Safety Officer, of course. And we can't forget the 3 new emotes. You've got the Big Stretch, Deep Reflection, and the one featured in the original Helldivers trailer, finally, and I can see everyone rocking this one from this day forward. We get the Thoracic Collision Exaltation Maneuver. Say that 3 times fast, which, by the way, is a fancy way of saying chest bump. Overall, kind of an interesting look to this Warbond, and it looks like you've got about a week's time to farm for those super creds during your missions. Now, no price is given for this one, but I'd expect it to be the standard 1,000 super creds, which again, you can earn for free in missions, so you don't have to pay for these new items. All right, to finish this one up, as promised and very new to my Helldivers videos, here are your top 3 comments from my last video, starting off with number 1, Rayryechannel. I think Helldivers are good enough on their own. They don't need other media filtering in. Yeah, I saw this a lot, and a lot of you were very strong in your opinions. I draw the line on these crossovers, not in my Helldivers, which, yeah, it's cool to see. Holding the line out there, and GG's divers. Second comment is from Luke Mihalik 370, hopefully I didn't butcher that name, who says, my in-mission time is a little over 310 hours. I have every item available in-game. I have every Warbond completed. I have every item available on the Superstore. I have every ship module. I honestly love getting ragdolled. I get excited when I see 2 gunship factories right next to a jammer. If I see bunny ears, I'm out. Period. And yeah, that discussion about crossovers again got very interesting, but I'm with you, Luke. Fortnite, bunny ears, Pokemon-like stuff, and Helldivers, that just isn't going to work for anybody. And finally, comment number 3 comes to us from DNDaMD, who says, God damn it, this is not Fortnite. We don't want immersion-breaking crossover slop. Please, AH, don't do this. Again, I saw a lot of this comment and this comment type in the last one. So many of you want to keep Helldivers, Helldivers. All right, in terms of the comments, there may be others with more likes, but the way YouTube rates them in order also depends on downvotes, which we can't see. And by the way, if you want to have your comment featured in my next Helldivers video, make sure to leave one, and who knows, I might just give you in the comment a shout out in my next video. Remember to hit subscribe and to ring that notification bell to receive my latest upload alerts. All my socials and links can be found in the video description. Shout out to the nearly 236,000 of you legends from across the globe who have stuck with me and tune in to support me and my channel. Until the next one, this is LtBuzzLitebeer signing off.